To the Commissioners Mary Lawson Brown, Rufus Borum, Justin Campbell, and James Norwood Jr., you are hereby notified that a special meeting is hereby called to be held on Thursday, February 5th, 2015, commencing at 6 p.m. This workshop meeting will be held at the regular meeting place of the Palatka City Commission at Commission Chambers 201 North 2nd Street. The purpose of the meeting is to consider the following items: a resolution designating the position of Projects Manager, Grants Administrator, and City Economic Development Official, and revoking any similar prior designations. A resolution authorizing execution of the letter agreement with the Palatka Housing Authority regarding the development of public single-family housing on 4 lots inside the city limits. Number 3, Commissioner James Norwood's motion to reconsider the vote to exclude paragraph 7 from inclusion and execution of Palatka Housing Authority's annual forms pertaining to certification of its annual 5-year plan, continued from January 22nd, 2015.
Mr. Mayor, I know the call actually reads that this is a workshop. This is not a workshop meeting.
It's a special meeting.
Okay, it says workshop. This workshop meeting will be held in. That's the one you just read.
I just read it at this special meeting.
It's on the workshop meeting.
He's talking about the second.
Okay.
The
Oh,
second
it's the
sentence.
second paragraph, the second
Right.
sentence. The rest of it says workshop.
Yes.
So noted. We will now have our invocation by Vice Mayor Mary Lawson Brown. Will we all please stand? Ms. Brown, can you also lead us in the pledge?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for your many gifts. Thank you for the courage and the hard work that all of our people do that work for the city and work for this country. Help us to be good citizens and make good decisions. Help us to love and care for others always. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Hill,
Here.
Vice Mayor Brown,
here.
Commissioner Borum,
Present.
Commissioner Campbell,
Present.
Commissioner Norwood.
Present.
All members are present and accounted for.
We're now moving to public comment. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Is there anyone here for public comment? Seeing that, we're now moved to resolution authorizing the City of Palatka City Projects Manager, Grants Administrator to be designated as the city's economic development official is authorized by Florida Statutes 288.075 and revoking any previous similar designations.
Mr.
A
Mayor, prior-
resolution,
I'm sorry.
a resolution of the City of Palatka, Florida's authorizing the city's project manager grants administrator position to be designated as the city's economic development official is authorized by 288.075 Florida statutes, and revoking any previous similar designations.
Mr. Mayor, prior to us putting a motion on the floor, I'd like for us to have some discussion on this particular item.
That's fine. I've got one thing to say, and maybe that'll clear it up as well. I had a problem with the fact that I read about this in the newspaper. I've discussed this with the city manager. I don't think that that's the proper venue for us to be notified as it relates to this particular issue. I've spoken to him. I think that this is an issue that needs additional consideration, and it's one that we need to properly notice so that we can actually become informed on this issue as opposed to hearing about it at the last minute. So I will entertain a motion to table if anyone was
I
so
make a
moved.
motion to
Second.
table it.
Second.
You got a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Question?
Question's been called. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to number 3, resolution authorizing the execution of a letter of understanding with the Palatka Housing Authority regarding the development and construction of single-family housing units on 923 and 913 Laurel Street, plus 2 other lots in the city of Palatka, and reconsideration of certification of PHA's annual 5-year plan, fiscal year 2015 through 2019.
Let me read it. A resolution of the City of Palatka, Florida, authorizing the city manager to execute a letter of understanding with Palatka Housing Authority regarding the reconsideration of the City of Palatka's execution of the authority's annual and 5-year plan, fiscal year 2015 through 19, to certify its compliance with the City of Palatka's adopted comprehensive plan and the development of single-family housing units at 913 and 923 Laurel Street, plus 2 other units on property located within the City of Palatka.
So moved.
There's a motion to adopt on the floor. Is there a second? Seeing no second, motion dies for lack of second. Are there any other motions?
Mr. Mayor, do we need to have some discussion on this again? I think we've already,
Discussed it at nauseam.
yes.
If there's no further action, this item dies for lack of any other action from the committee. It's denied.
Anything else we need to do?
We'll go to number 4. Number 4, reconsideration of the motion excluding paragraph 7 from inclusion and execution of Palatka Housing Authority's annual forms, determination and exemption and categorical exclusions, 24 CRF 58.34A, 58.35B, on behalf of the Palatka Housing Authority site improvements, fiscal years 2015 through 19, CFP 11, 12, and 15, and certifying its inconsistencies with the city's comprehensive plan. Commissioner Norwood.
Mr. Mayor, I would have liked to have brought this back up at this particular meeting, but since there was no resolution on item 3, I don't think that there is a need to reconsider at this point, just because we did not take a vote on item 3. But item 3 talks about a location. Item 4 actually deals with the plan itself, does not actually talk about a location. So I would like to go ahead and reconsider this item 4, since it doesn't have a location in the plan itself, for item 7.
So there's a motion to reconsider on the floor. We don't need a motion to reconsider at this
Right.
point, so we can actually move to discussion
Yes.
about reconsideration. Is there any discussion?
I want to ask a question. I know in December, the former commission passed on passing it through for the comprehensive plan. Was that all thrown out the window, or it needs to be voted again by us? It's been voted on once before
It's still there.
in December.
Right, that vote is still there. Where we are now is, at this moment, that vote stands. What we're doing has having discussion to entertain any action by the board as to whether to reconsider the actions of the board in December.
Okay.
And I would ask the board to reconsider the housing authority, like a housing authority annual plan, to include item 7, which indicates that they were willing to build, I think, 4 to 6 units at the time. And I think we actually had some discussion, and just so the board will know, we've also had some discussion since that time that they will only build 2 units. But I would not like to discuss locations. I would like to see if the board is interested in approving the plan, since the plan does not have any locations within the plan.
Mr. Holmes.
Procedurally, I think it'd be helpful just to clarify where we are right now. I believe that if I understand where we are, and obviously you're all free to comment, and if I have an incorrect understanding, then we can clarify that. But there was an action taken in December by the board the city commission, to approve the 5-year plan from the Housing Authority with modification of the plan that was submitted, and that you eliminated paragraph 7, I think it was. That vote was, that motion to approve with the elimination of paragraph 7 passed. So now you're, as I understand it, you would be moving to reconsider, if you want to move to reconsider.
Yes.
You would move to reconsider that vote.
Yes.
That's what you would be doing.
Yes.
If I understand. Now, I think that motion has to be made by a member of the prevailing side, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't remember where you were, whether you voted in favor of.
Prevailing side.
Okay, so I think that has to be made by a member of the prevailing side, and then if the motion to reconsider passes, then what you're basically doing is you're reconsidering the action that was taken in December. So if that doesn't add to the confusion, you voted in favor in December, but you eliminated paragraph 7. That's the action that's on the table. If you move to reconsider, you're asking to go back and undo that, or to reconsider that motion, meaning, I guess you could, if the vote of the commission was yes, you want to reconsider it, then there would be a motion to either reject the plan altogether, or pass the plan with putting 7 back in, or whatever. Is that the way you understand what's happening right now?
So do we need a motion? Do we want to pass it like it was
Well,
before?
Where we are now is procedurally, and then that was where I didn't think we needed to take any additional action once he brought it forward to the board to place it on the agenda. But just for housekeeping purposes, I think it would be
I move that
prudent.
we would reconsider.
There's a motion to reconsider on the floor. Is there a second? And there's no motion, and since there isn't a second, your motion dies for lack of a second. That item remains as it was in December. Moving to the city manager's report and administrative reports.
I do not have anything to report, sir.
Any commissioner comments?
We have a volunteer program coming up prior to Palatka coming up. The meeting will be on February 16th, Monday at 5 o'clock. And it's at the City Hall. And they put some of these in your boxes, and if you all will distribute them to your churches so we can get people out to see if we can decide what we're gonna do and get another project done.
Commissioner Campbell? Commissioner Boyle? You have anything? Commissioner Norwood?
2 things. The right-of-ways on St. John's Avenue, and I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to talk to you before this meeting, but can we take a look at the right-of-ways on St. John's Avenue, at least from 11th Street all the way down to 19th Street? As well as, can we get in touch with the county? I think the portion of St. John's Avenue where the pavement is coming up, can we get in touch with the county and see if we can't coordinate some type of repair work for that as well, if we would?
Yes, sir.
Do we have the original notice? Has everyone signed
No, I
up?
hadn't seen it.
And I passed it down that way. I believe I signed it.
No, I haven't seen it. This is all I got here.
You laid it right
Did you
down
sign
by your
that
book.
notice?
Did you stick it in your book?
No.
Mayor, I forgot something. I would like for us to look at, coming together with the, governmental entities in town and the nonprofits, and looking towards working together to make some plans on asking that we not take anything else off the tax roll until we can get our millage up to, lower to a decent rate to attract more businesses here. And I'd like to have that passed along and put on whatever agenda we need to do. Maybe, maybe not the next meeting because it's coming up pretty quick, but as soon as possible so we could sit down and discuss and see the best way to help us. We've signed, I need to get that. I think that we need to look at it seriously. I think that it's gonna be a long-range problem for us, and we need to start looking to see if we can work together better to get more built, make more people interested in living in Palatka and coming into the city. And I think if we all sit down together and discuss it, we'll have a better way of communicating, and we won't have to worry about it, and we'll get our tax rolls up and millage down.
Thank you. And in closing, I think that this situation has led to some healthy conversation over the past weeks. But there still has to be more conversation held in the future. I think all citizens have kind of given input depending on what side of this equation you were on. But overall, there has to be a comprehensive plan for Palatka, and there has to be a vision that's going to be forwarded from this point on. And I think that, one issue does not divide the community. One issue is something that should galvanize the community and put us in a position where we can start to move forward and we can have our entities on the same page. So although there wasn't any action taken tonight, I thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. And also, there were some people that filled out comment cards because we didn't take action on any of those items. You didn't get an opportunity to speak. But we encourage you to continue to come forward and come out to the commission meetings as we move forward in this community. Thank you. Is there a motion to
Motion
adjourn?
to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by General Consent. We're adjourned.
Hey, y'all second that?